Thanks for tuning in to the Urban Scope podcast. I'm back with more news, and I'm addressing something that I usually don't address, and that's female artists, female hip hop artists. Now, when you think about the best female artists, you think about, they talk about the Doechis, the Lottos, the Nicki Minaj's, the Sexy Reds, the Glorillaz. They talk about these artists, but they don't talk enough about Doja Cat and what Doja Cat is as a lyricist and definitely as an artist. Now, some people want to say that Doja Cat is pop, which we know pop can exist in hip hop and hip hop exists in pop, just for the simple fact of its likability now, its ability to cross over to sports, its ability to cross over to movies, the ability of hip hop now being able to cross over in public arenas as unlike before. The 90s and probably the early 90s, early 80s, and the 70s definitely, hip hop wasn't seen in that way. Now it's more friendly because it reached out to the suburbs and they're able to put it in different places now. Pause. But rarely do they mention Doja Cat for being one of those top female artists. And her lyricism is underrated as well as her artistry, because she does have that unique ability like a Drake or a Lauryn Hill to not only rap your own verses but sing your own hooks, and you really don't need many features when you can sing your own hooks, especially as a hip hop artist. And she has that ability to do that. But um, she should be considered hip hop because she does rap a lot. Even the songs that sound poppy, she's rapping. She's making words rhyme. She's talking about hip hop content and things like that. Now, I think where she goes wrong is just because, well, let me back up for a second. So she got her start on a song, really her big commercial start, even though it wasn't her first single, by a song called Moo, which is basically comparing herself to a cow. And in this song, a lot of people seen it as a poppy song, even though she was rapping on it and had rap elements in the song. But she got her start from basically going viral from that and having that viral moment or having that, gotcha moment. And some artists have had that, but transitioned to different music, you know. But this was just the song to get her to that commercial start and get people eyes on her to see her true talent. Now, just because you start a way doesn't mean you have to end that way. And she didn't end that way because she's not making songs about horses or dolphins or something now. She just did that to get people's attention just so they can get to the art. And it definitely ascended her to the star that she is now. But where she goes wrong is she keeps elements of those antics going, whether it be the satanism, just the political views that she has, the different stunts of um, yelling out or acting out. Those different things is what turn people off and kind of like underrate her or devalue her as an artist, especially as a hip hop artist. But nevertheless, if you listen to the content that she has, she's phenomenal with her talent. She has those great songs like "Kiss Me More" with SZA, that "Say So" song. I mean, even the Moose song was great if you listen to it. It's a lot of poppy and stuff like that. But her best rap album performance came from that recent album, from the Scarlet album, where she had basically a greatest hits of songs on it. And I love songs in there like "Paint the Town Red," which was one of the singles, "Agora Hills," which she shows a lot of her singing ability. "Go Off," and then "Can't Wait." Great songs, great rapping performances as well, but she doesn't get her just due, I believe, just because of the antics that she has, and because of the start that she had. But like I talked about before, a lot of other artists have had songs that were definitely different than how they started, and I talked about that before with Young Jock and him having that "It's Going Down" song. He made a dance song as his first lead single, but he had her rapping on that album and going forward. So his sound was nothing like that, after that. So but she does have great production, and like I always talk about that collaboration piece. She does collaborate well with other artists and with other producers and songwriters and things like that. So she does invest in herself heavily, or the label Pierce has been doing that. but nevertheless, she does have the formula to become a great superstar. And that's the dilemma that you have with an artist like Drake, is because once you get so much success, people think there's people just, wanting to you be in that spot. They try to call you a plant. They try to, knock down your creativity and things like that. But I think both those artists are essential to hip hop to get into the next stratosphere, to getting more audience, because most of the, your country music fans and your, bluegrass fans or whatever, they're not prone to hip hop because of the perceived violence or the perceived thuggery that's in it. Even though they misjudge it without listening to it, but they judge the people that do the music anyway. So sometimes an artist like Doja Cat or an artist like The Weeknd or Drake helps kind of ease them into that genre. Not saying that we need them because we don't, but just to get more eyeballs on the genre and to grow the genre to ensure that the genre will be around for many, many decades, and hundreds of years after. Um, but she's still talented, and Doja still can make a hit, and she has proven that over the years. She is a true MC. She has that lyricism, like I talked about. Um, but and she doesn't get enough credit also for the vulgarity of her music, especially on the last album. She has a song referencing her privates and things like that, and a lot of songs that if you don't catch it, she talks about sexual things. They give that credit to mostly Sexy Red and other artists like that, but she doesn't get enough credit for her ability to talk about different things and not just stay in one bag or just talk about the streets and things like that. Her music is all over the place, and I like that because she shows her the versatility and being able to cover different content and reach other people. So, tell me what your thoughts about Doja Cat and why you think she's not um, credited as a hip hop artist, or why she's not given the credit as an artist. Until next time, I'll see you next time.